Welcome to Han Universal Channel. In this video, I would like to introduce Seattle Aquarium. Please visit Seattle Aquarium with me. Seattle Aquarium campus has 3 areas, Pier 59, Pier 60, and Ocean Pavilion, open August 29, 2024. I'll give you a detailed introduction to the Seattle Aquarium's Ocean Pavilion in the middle of this video. Stay tuned. The building where it all began. Pier 59, a designated City of Seattle landmark and testament to the Central Waterfront's rich and varied history, is home to some of our most popular habitats and experiences. Main entrance. General admission ticket holders enter the aquarium through doors located at the east end of Pier 59, which opens to the Boeing Company lobby. Window on Washington waters. Dive into Washington's coastal waters as you take your first steps into the aquarium and experience the 120,000-gallon window on Washington waters habitat. Designed to replicate the seascape around Knee Bay, a highly diverse ecosystem located on the northwest tip of Washington state, it's home to hundreds of fish and invertebrates indigenous to our region's waters. Located at the west end of the Ackerley Foundation Puget Sound Hall, the main viewing window is a breathtaking 20 by 40 feet, cantilevered to angle gradually from bottom to top, providing an immersive glimpse into life below the surface of Washington's outer coast. The water surges rhythmically, just as it does in Knee Bay, causing kelp blades to gently sway while multitudes of fish, salmon, rockfish, sculpins, wolf eels and more swim in and out of large rock formations, which also serve as homes for anemones, sea stars, sea urchins, and corals. Crashing waves. This 40-foot-long habitat replicates a Salish Sea shoreline from the intertidal zone, or where seawater meets land between low and high tides, to a depth of about 5 feet. It even features rhythmic waves, so be prepared for a potential bit of spray. As you explore, take note of the different animals in the habitat, from sea cucumbers and snails to limpets and surf perch, to observe how they've adapted to this ever-changing, motion-filled ecosystem. Life on the edge. Ready to get your hands wet? This is the habitat for you. Life on the edge is your chance to get up close and personal with the many fascinating creatures that dwell in the tide pools of Washington state's outer coast and inland sea. Step up, lean over and reach and watch what happens when you gently touch a sea cucumber with one wet finger. Get a hug from a sea urchin. Follow the scuttling steps of a hermit crab. Notice how, even though they seem to be completely still, sea stars are always moving. Inhale the rich scent of seawater. Staff and volunteers are always nearby to identify animals, answer questions, and deepen your knowledge. Even if you opt not to touch, you'll still be enriched by the beautiful sights, smells, and sounds of this habitat. A nearby hand-washing station is available for all to use. The Ring of Life. You can literally step through this habitat. It's a beautifully lit, ever-changing, 12-foot-high acrylic ring filled with luminous moon jellies. Watch and wonder as they gently drift through the water, floating up, down and around the ring, and learn about their fascinating life cycle via the adjacent signage. Giant Pacific octopus. Come eye to eye with the world's largest octopus species and one of the most elusive and interesting creatures found in the Salish Sea, the giant Pacific octopus. The circular habitat offers ample opportunities to observe this intelligent cephalopod up close, along with neighbors including sea stars, anemones, and other invertebrates. Pacific Coral Reef Habitat. Discover the vibrant array of life on a coral reef in the Pacific Ocean. Our 25,000-gallon habitat demonstrates the structure of the reef fish community, one of the most complex on Earth. Watch and wonder as a beautiful variety of warm water fish, puffers, tangs, wrasses, triggerfish and more swim through our large, human-made coral reef. You may even see aquarium divers entering the habitat to feed the fish. As you progress through the wraparound hallway, you'll have the opportunity to view numerous habitats along the walls that offer more snapshots into life on the reef, including a beautiful garden of coral, much of it developed through our in-house propagation program. Throughout the habitat, video screens describe different aspects of reef life, and the dangers humans pose to this delicate ecosystem. Discover Pier 60 at the Seattle Aquarium. No trip to the Seattle Aquarium would be complete without a visit to Pier 60, located just north of Pier 59 and accessible via a covered walkway. Pier 60 houses some of our most beloved habitats, including marine mammals, birds and shores, and the underwater dome. If you're looking for fun-loving seals and otters or a 360-degree view of familiar local fish, you're in the right place. Birds and shores. Take a stroll through the shores of the coastal Northwest. This beautiful open-air habitat highlights the rough and rocky shorelines of Puget Sound, and the many species of sometimes reclusive birds that can be found there. Watch tufted puffins and rhinoceros auklets make their dazzling dives. See common murres and black oystercatchers up close. Observe the dramatic changes in some birds' plumage from summer to winter. Above the waterline are rocky cliffs where the birds can burrow or nest in small caves or narrow ledges, just as they would in the wild during breeding months. In addition to birds, this habitat is also home to many species of fish and invertebrates found along northwest shorelines, including rockfish, sea anemones, sea stars, sea urchins, and others. Puget Sound fish. Get to know the fascinating fish of Puget Sound. The waters of the Pacific Northwest are home to a tremendous number of charming fish, with equally interesting names. In this habitat, you'll see creatures such as grunt sculpins, Pacific spiny lumpsuckers and more. Puget Sound fish features three environments commonly found in the Sound: eelgrass communities, deep sandy bottoms and rocky areas. In our eelgrass habitat, you'll find gunnels and pricklebacks living in old bottles and other crevices. You'll also discover why the eelgrass community is recognized as important in the ecology of Puget Sound and is protected by regional and federal governments. Don't miss the fish found in deeper waters, including the elusive wrymouth, split-nose rockfish, sound and light-emitting midshipman fish and armored sturgeon poachers. Underwater dome. Surround yourself in Puget Sound. Step into our one-of-a-kind undersea dome with a 360-degree view into a 400,000-gallon habitat, filled with hundreds of fascinating Puget Sound fish. In the underwater dome, our largest habitat, you'll experience a beautiful, ever-changing snapshot of life in Puget Sound, without having to take a dip in the Salish Sea. Brightly colored deep-water rockfish swim amid a seasonal kelp forest. Schools of silvery, open-water salmon flash in the filtered light from above. Dogfish dodge between lingcod lurking nearby. See if you can spot all these fantastic fish and more. Marine mammals. Sea otters and river otters and seals. Pier 60 features some of our most popular and action-packed habitats. Plan to stay for a while as you get to know these charming sea otters, river otters, harbor seals, and fur seals, and learn how each species is unique. Marvel at the mighty northern fur seals as they effortlessly glide through the water. Laugh at the adorable antics of the sea otters. Catch the playful river otters romping on land and in the water. And if you time it right, you can enjoy one of our daily talks and animal feedings. Choose your view. You can watch animals swimming and diving underwater, on the surface from a spot at the edge of the habitat or from a comfortable perch in our seating areas. Sit back and enjoy harbor seals playing in their outdoor habitat, complete with haul-out space for them to bask on land. Salish seascape and ocean travelers murals. Stunning art captures the rich biodiversity of our local waters. Murals from celebrated artists Ray Troll, Grace Freeman, and the late Marvin E. Oliver adorn the walls of the marine mammals habitat. Salish Seascape celebrates the diverse array of life that make their homes in and along the Salish Sea with fish drawn in Ray's signature scientific surrealism art style. Keep an eye out for hidden gems, including a mermaid, paintbrush, and portrait of Ivar Haglund. Ocean Travelers features a run of salmon in the styles of Ray and the late Coast Salish artist Marvin E. Oliver. This collaborative piece is a testament to their long friendship and pays homage to indigenous values, as Coast Salish people have looked after these waters since time immemorial and continue to do so today. Salmon life cycle. Learn how this iconic local fish grows and changes. Salmon are a keystone species, which means they hold a unique and essential place in the health and functioning of an ecosystem. They're a vital food source for a variety of wildlife. And, of course, they're a popular food for humans too. They also play an integral role in Pacific Northwest indigenous culture. Visit the aquarium's salmon habitat to learn more about these critically important fish and to see them at varying stages of early development, from egg to alevin to fry to yearling, depending on the time of year and species. Find out more about the incredible journey salmon make from freshwater rivers and streams to the ocean and back to their waters of origin to spawn. You can also look for adult salmon in the window on Washington waters and underwater dome habitats. The Seattle Aquarium's Ocean Pavilion, now open. Step out of the Pacific Northwest and into a warm, bright, and vibrant underwater world teeming with life. Join us to discover the wonders of a reef ecosystem in the Coral Triangle, a region in the Indo-Pacific so rich in biodiversity that it's been called the Amazon of the ocean. You'll come face to face with 3,500 animals and plants, sharks, rays, schooling fish, mangroves, nearly 30 species of coral and so much more. As a complement to the habitat experience, the Ocean Pavilion tells an unforgettable story about Earth's one ocean through state-of-the-art digital storytelling. Guests of all ages will come away with a deepened understanding that all waters are connected, that our fate and the oceans are one and the same, and that, together, we can make a difference for the ocean we all depend on. The Reef. Experience an underwater canyon that arcs overhead. The multiple viewpoints of this spectacular, multi-story habitat, the Ocean Pavilion's largest, offer opportunities to view a thriving reef community from above, across, and below. Marvel at sharks and rays cruising through the water. The Indo-Pacific leopard sharks you'll meet will be part of a world-first endangered shark breeding program to restore their wild populations. Indo-Pacific leopard shark. Once abundant in the Coral Triangle, these sharks are now nearly extinct due to overfishing and habitat loss. In 2020, the Seattle Aquarium, along with partners around the world, launched the Reshark Coalition with the goal of restoring healthy shark populations, starting with Indo-Pacific leopard sharks in Indonesia. Watch schools of brightly colored fish swimming as one. Learn about animal care and conservation through daily talks and presentations. And develop a deeper appreciation for the importance of sharks and coral reefs through hands-on activity stations. At home in the ocean. Get up close to species like clownfish, seahorses, leaf scorpionfish, and more in this grouping of intimate habitats. Younger guests will love exploring the nearby coral reef encounter, a crawl through space where they'll come face to face with reproductions and digital versions of reef inhabitants. One Ocean Haul. Journey to the far reaches of the ocean through 360 degrees video and interactive displays that spotlight marine ecosystems from around the world in this central atrium space. Powerful imagery projected across the floor and walls will transport you into the homes and habitats of marine creatures large and small. See coral spawn. Explore a kelp forest. Discover bioluminescent life in the ocean's deepest recesses. And more. The archipelago. Visit a shoreline mangrove forest above the surface and a coral reef below. You'll be enthralled by this two-level, living portrait of coral reef builders. Don't miss the mangrove lagoon, where you can see these incredible trees up close and learn about how they thrive in salt water, with small rays and schooling fish darting between their roots.
welcome to the Seattle Aquarium and welcome to our Ocean Pavilion. My name is Christine. I'm a marine science interpreter here at the aquarium, and I am about to get started on our presentation here at the Reef overlook. So I asked folks who were here a little bit earlier to look at our reef habitat and at our city behind us. We're going to make some comparisons and observations between the two. But first, I wanted to give an introduction about this habitat and the particular area that we're highlighting here in Ocean Pavilion.
Spotted eagle rays. These shark and skate relatives are found in the tropical waters of the Indo-Pacific. True to their names, they glide through the ocean like soaring birds and travel from estuaries, where rivers meet the sea, to coral reefs to open waters, up to 200 feet below the surface.
You see behind you. I know our shades are drawn, hopefully you can still see enough through there. We're going to compare the two. They might look like they're total opposites, but they have more in common than you might think.
Jelly nursery. Ever wondered about the life cycle of a jelly? This series of small habitats focuses on the various stages of jelly development, with aquarium interpreters ready to explain the science of rearing these ancient, intriguing animals. Discovery Lab. This flexible programming space provides opportunities to learn from aquarium experts and participate in hands-on activities. Thank you for watching my video. If you find the video interesting, please share and click like or subscribe for me. Thank you and see you again in other videos.